You're listening to 1069 Click FM, live in color.
Today was the deadline for NHL trades, and I gave up trying to follow it after a while. Too much was happening, but all I know is that last time I checked on the tweet box of what's left of it, one Mr. Steve Slasher was once again not very happy about what the Pittsburgh Penguins had done. So I think we can consider that a victory of some kind. Hello everybody, welcome back to Ass Talk, where we try to sift through the hot air of sports journalism, or sports prognostication as it is these days, and try to find just a few genuine nuggets of truth to share with each other. Of course, we'll throw around, trivia, factoids, and rumors as well, because, what's a cake without some icing? Let's see, we had William and Leif and Logan in the house. Glad y'all could make it today. William informing us before the show that a deal could be in place as early as Tuesday for possibly $40 million a year. Wow. Yeah, I know the Giants, anybody from an outside perspective, I think, looking at the Giants, no matter how well they did this season, and they did pretty well considering where everybody expected them to finish, did have a problem with Daniel Jones. Just because he showed massive improvement, or they got a coach who can finally utilize his skill set in such a way that works well for the team. And now they're in that put up or shut up time. And the only way that a price like that makes sense for me is if some people in the front office and maybe in the owner's box looked at what Dable did in that first year and they saw a Super Bowl window open. That is the only possible explanation I can think of. And they just... It occurred to me that Jones would be asking that much because he's starting to see how long the good years of a mobile QB can be in the NFL. Lamar Jackson's already dealing with injuries. Patrick Mahomes had to play through a high ankle sprain all the way in the Super Bowl, and I'm sure he was glad to get off his feet for a while. Josh Allen, he had a couple of problems this year, amongst other things that were going on everywhere for Buffalo. And maybe he's just thinking, you know what? I'm going to cash in right now. I will stay if one, Dable has to stay, and two, you go out and get me as many weapons as you can so that we can do something with another playoff run. That's the only thing that I have going in my brain for why the number could be that high. The bad news is the only way that really works is if Daniel Jones wins them a Super Bowl. And then, honestly, it looks like a genius move. So, I'm not saying that I really want the Giants to win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, but it would give me a great joy. Great joy. Especially because those reactions from draft day when Daniel Jones's name was called from number 6 can be the first major plot point in the inevitable made-for-TV biopic about his life. So nice to be a part of the story for once. Well, hopefully whatever deal gets worked out with Danny Dimes and the Giants, it's at least amicable to everybody involved. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with the Ravens. That would be a question for Conman. He is, I think, about to become what we call a long-suffering fan, unfortunately. And this is what I was truly worried about. That it was something as bad as this. That they could, I guess, leave the strength conditioning and health and safety of their players into somebody who was not helping them. Ugh. That is rough. And to top it all off, I still have no idea what is going to happen with Lamar. Oh, they were ranked 6th? Yeah, I think we got about 15th in that survey. That's Detroit for the rest of you. Yeah. Yeah, first Lamar, now Bateman. Yeah, health and wellness problems. Yeah, it can never be easy when it comes to a Baltimore football team. Never. Well, they'd be crazy at this point to try to move them now, but yeah, it could be worse. At least you're not like St. Louis and they still have a team that they can be angry about. All right. Well, which Cardinals are you talking about, True North? The Arizona Cardinals or the baseball St. Louis Cardinals? And hello, Ishii. Are you excited to be getting Trey Lance back next season, Ishii? And by the way, I noticed that the Warriors have climbed their way off of the bubble and back into playoff contention. Hello, Zach B. And Mr. Grossi is here. Just passing through. Quack to you, sir. Absolutely. So things aren't going too bad for the Bay Area sports fans, I suppose. Oh. Angie's right over here, but I have a feeling as soon as I pull her into view that she will leave the top of her tower. So I'm not going to chance that just yet. I think the simplest answer, True North, is it's a paycheck. Oh, that's also something I had wanted to ask Logan, because I see that the Bucks have taken over the number one spot in the East from the Boston Celtics. Is there a team in the West that could beat the Bucks in an NBA Finals matchup? I am I am open to suggestions. Oh god, the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with that team. They are they are a disaster. Monty, I'm assuming, is probably napping on my bed right now. So I might bring him in a little later. Assuming, of course, that we don't upset the princess over here as we do so. Oh, you think Ishii's feeling bold? Well, y'all did just recently get Steph Curry back. Am I right? So, and now the Clippers are 0-4 since signing Westbrook, and they lost last night. Maybe the Nuggets or the Grizzlies, says Logan. Definitely not the Warriors. Ooh. Oh, strong words. Yeah. William also gives the vote to the Nuggets. Damn. Of all the teams to be at or near the top, I never would have picked the Nuggets. That's kind of cool, I have to say. Have any of you gotten a chance to take a look at Kevin Durant and the Suns? I know that he started getting folded into the games this week. So, has anything been interesting on that end, or does it look like that we're going to have a good match? But Ishii is willing to admit that the Nuggets are good. Much appreciated, Ishii. Hey, game respects game, as I believe it is said. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron is shut down for the rest of the season. I know it's I know it's never going to happen. I know it's never going to happen, but I was told by my mom when she visited, and because she still lives in the DC area, she gets more coverage of, local news and, shenanigans with the Commanders because it's of interest around there. And apparently, Dan and Dan Snyder and his wife have purchased a new place in London. It is suspected by the more paranoid of us out there that that is where he is going to go next once he gets run out of the NFL. And she also did tell me about at the last company she worked at how they had a younger employee there who was also in their spare time a dancer for the Washington team. And she heard and verified all those kinds of stories that got out before they got out years later. And she asked why she never quit. She said because it could be her break. But no matter what, it will always come down to, did they fuck with the money? Never mind then. Hey, how many games, Logan, do the Bucks and the Warriors play this season? Is it? I can't imagine it's too many. No, they had a dance team as well as the cheerleaders. So it was two separate squads. One more on March 11th. All right. Well, let's see how it goes in this one. Is it going to be a home game for Milwaukee or Golden State? And then if playoffs happen, yes, of course. Yeah, at this point, I'll just be happy if he takes his money and goes away, and if it is less than the offer that he wants. I think the current highest bid is 5.5 billion from the Fenway Park Group, and I can't see anybody going higher than that just because they wouldn't really have to. Oh, it's a home game for Golden State. Cool. Oh yeah. Well, Giannis is a lovable guy. I'm sure there are a couple of franchises who don't think that, because of team history and all that. But for the rest of us who aren't so particularly involved, yeah. Well, you all see Morant one more time. Understandable. Understandable. Okay. And all his teammates talking trash. All right, quick question for everybody in the chat, and anybody who is listening who hasn't chimed in, feel free to do so. Who remembers when the Fox network got the rights to broadcast NFL games for the first time? I know this is going back a few years, but I am going somewhere with this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, if my memory serves me correctly, it was in the 1990s. Yes, it was. The later half of the 1990s. And honestly, around this point. Oh, September 4th, 1994. All right. Well, that makes it even more impressive because, to give you all some perspective, the Fox network had only been in existence as a national broadcast network in America for about 6, 7 odd years at this point. Like, that was not long. The big three had been around since the 40s and 50s. So, you know, and they didn't really get a lot of respect for it. They're like, oh, what are they going to have Bart Simpson doing color commentary from the booth? Al Michaels trying to grope. Nope, not Al Michaels. Al Bundy trying to grope the cheerleaders. So it's they didn't take it very seriously at first, but that's kind of changed. And now Fox is a different beast, and the media landscape has changed greatly since then. The internet became a thing. These online streaming services that have different channel packages like Fubo and Sling, and of course the Roku device that they all come on that lets you, go into different channels and get different events and shows that you had never heard of. And I think that what Tree was talking about with his video, the death of the regional sports networks, with the NHL being in the, I guess, worst situation, I think it's a great opportunity for some newer company in the media sphere, be it a Roku, be it a Fubo, somebody to get in and get some kind of fire sale deal. Yeah, maybe NHL on YouTube. Who the hell knows? They already got the Sunday ticket. That could be a next step. Yeah, honestly, there was so much going on after a certain point, Tim, that I lost track, but it's been much busier this year than it has in years past. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been advertising it for they started advertising it actually back in January while the NFL playoffs were going on. I did not see what the Caps had hauled in. Like I said, I was doing my best to keep up with it, but then I got caught up in doing other chores and other things I was working on and writing, and like I said, it was busy. Oh no, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be separate from that. Everybody's got to get their money. Oh, let's see. Caps at the trade deadline. Hmm. They flipped the Bruins first and got 9 picks for it. Well, that's that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that is another problem. True North is that I feel like the those the games on those regional networks, they haven't had to really update their quality because they haven't had to compete. You know, like we're the game in town. We already have all the equipment. You know, we'll put in nicer lights every once in a while. Maybe you know get some better makeup, but other than that, I'm not saying that that my look is comparable to one you would get out of a professional shot, but I mean, I at least do my best to put in a couple different lighting sources, worry about composition. You know, let's see, four second rounders, three thirds, and a fourth and a fifth. Damn. And this was all from the Minnesota Wild. Yeah. Yeah, usually they do, and it's something that can be visible sometimes. Not just in like the age of the cameras, which you can sometimes tell, by checking, the color temperature, how cool or warm they decide to give it, and well, there's other all other kinds of other stuff that you can look for that sort of like can date certain media, but that is a different conversation for another time. I think that there another mistake that these other other networks and corporations are making is that they're not trying to develop their own, what can I say, more original online pathways, that they're just depending on like subcontracting it out to like lower level things. Wild don't care they had 27 picks to burn. Hey, maybe they thought it was worth it. So yeah, I am excited to see who could pick up the pieces after the next round of media contracts expire. And yeah, I don't remember specifically the launch of Fox, but I do remember, yeah, UPN and WB, and oh some of the ugliness that came out of that. It was just, there was some weird time for TV there, and not in a good way, in a very awkward, painful way. Sunday ticket is $300. Fan diddly tastic. All right. Covered that news. Yep. So will the Wild now have three firsts? The other first is the one the Caps sent to the Leafs for Sandin. Oh. All right, they did do that. Oh, man. Oh, the divide between the teams is, I think, going to really start showing based on how certain teams at the top have been loading up before this trade deadline. 2026 first? Mm. Yeah, I think the Caps are starting to accept that they are definitely in the process of the rebuild, and are just looking to find some good deals, maybe build up the farm system. That's what I would hope anyway. Drew North's question is, what will Rogers and Bell offer the NHL rights in Canada when the Rogers deal ends? That will be the true value of NHL content. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, that will definitely help. Those picks will definitely should help them do that. Hope they will. Oh, that's right. Bruins are playing the Rangers, who now have Patrick Kane. Yeah, it feels weird, honestly, with Patrick Kane not on the Blackhawks anymore. truly is the end of an era, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to listen to that song again, and I won't be sick of again. And Tarasenko, all right. Rogers paid a huge amount for exclusive NHL rights and lost big money because of the deal. Okay, because the viewers weren't showing up like they were supposed to, I assume, and then the ad revenues tanked. Tarasenko, Panarin, Kane. Oh, you're gonna have some fun with that game. Oh, wow. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. Wow. And both Leafs TV and Raptor TV shut down. Oh, damn. Okay, that's... I didn't remember hearing about that. Okay. Well, Leafs TV, that's kind of upsetting because, you know, the Maple Leafs are the Maple Leafs, and you know, they will show up across the goddamn continent to support their team, but apparently not enough of them will pay for Leafs TV. You know, this is why I say I'm kind of excited, because the leagues know that they need to get people to watch. They need to get the games out there in front of people in order to drum up interest and, you know, keep the money cycle going. So somebody has an opportunity to make some to pick up something great for kind of cheap. Bruins a sewer line. Garnet Hathaway, Brad Marchand, and Tyler Bertuzzi. Well, yeah, I am excited in that respect for what will happen as far as the actual broadcastings of the game, and also for how much of a collision course I think we could be on, butting up against, I would say, a more corporatized version of sports YouTube popping up. Oh yeah, baseball. Oh yeah, lots of content in baseball. Lots of content. 162 games worth of content. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot of bananas. Well, MLB doesn't have to worry too much because they've kind of already gotten their sort of like broadcasting infrastructure more in place, right? And Seattle bought Root Sports, so they will live. Oh. Well, let's hope that, and they're talking about We're talking about the Seattle Seahawks there? Oh, the Kraken. Okay. Dang. Well, hopefully it'll stay a cool and interesting sports channel and not just become a mouthpiece for the team. Northeast Sports Network, I'm assuming that's what NESN is, can't die because Bruins exist and Red Sox aren't going bankrupt. Yeah. Very little chance of that happening. Yeah. Exactly true, North. NFL and NHL are way behind. They've kind of been trying to ignore, this thing that we're doing. Basically the cheap version of cable access on YouTube. Oh, New England Sports Network. Okay. Yeah, I saw 5.5 billion. I think that might be the winning bid if we are fortunate. Oh, and quick 4 minute. I just want to take this opportunity to send a shout out to Kirsten for making this kick-ass title card. It is so nice to know people who can do stuff like this and can help out. So give Kirsten a thumbs up next time you see her. Let her know how much you enjoy the title card. Yeah, they should, but I'm honestly afeared at this point of how many wrenches Daniel Snyder could throw into the process. Because he seems like he could be a particularly petty motherfucker if it really came down to it. Oh, jeez. Now, Washington, and with LeBron's new investment pending, the NBA approval for a new team in Vegas. Oh, I guess it was inevitable. Damn. Just like that, they're going to have Raiders, Golden Knights, then whatever this basketball team is, all they're going to need. Oh, God, could they even... No, the grass would never survive in Vegas for a baseball team. Unless they somehow magically brought back AstroTurf, but I don't think we want that. Alright. Let me think. Is there anything else that I forgot to cover? NHL trade deadline madness. The Nuggets are still freaking good. Oh yeah, screw the University of Alabama. Thought I should mention that. Seattle is getting back the Sonics. The owner of the Kraken put in a bid for a 30-second expansion. Also the reason they decided to add Root Sports. Oh yeah, the college networks and the conferences, that is going to be its own level of hell. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. If you know what I'm talking about with the University of Alabama, yeah, I'm just not going to bring it up here because it's really upsetting. Look it up. It involves a violent crime and a player not sitting in jail because they're on the basketball team. So, yeah. Oh, we do. We do have an appearance from one Miss Angie. Just to take the edge off. Well, that's the thing I wonder about True North. I still think we're more than a few years away from getting an international expansion team. I think we should like do something in St. Louis, and maybe we'll keep one there for a couple years more before we do anything in London. But yeah, I think we do need some Monty time before we get out of here. So hang on. Wait, what? Toronto talking with the Jags owners, like moving the Jaguars to Toronto now? Here you go. Check him out in all his glorious splendor. Yes, I did. I did disturb you from your rest just for this. Oh yeah, no, he is a big boy, Ishii. He weighs actually twice as much as Angie. And he's not getting to the point where he's got a belly, but he is kind of he could be a good D lineman. He's that level of built. Oh. Well, True North, you got a point. You got a point. But I think the players' concerns about dealing with jet lag and the travel schedules would delay it longer than dealing with local networks. At least they know they've had to deal with them before and can get used to that. Anyway, I think I have run out of things to talk about, so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Let y'all get on with the plans for the evening. I was going to do a stream today, but I have been feeling like I've been fighting something off for the past couple of days, and I'm just going to take a rest tonight. Sit back and watch the women's basketball matchup between the Illini and the Terps. They're in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament right now, and I'm looking forward to it. And thank you all for being here for this afternoon's Ass Talk. Hope we shared some information that got you a little bit more caught up with the everything that is going around. I'm your host, Jim B. Been here on 106.9 Click FM. Thank you so very much for listening. Good night, Milwaukee, wherever you are.